Everyone, Matt Haywood here from the Star Wars Time Show, and I'm going to try and do this quick because, quite frankly, there's not much to discuss in the latest episode of Crimson Reign, which clocks in at issue number 2 of the miniseries. And while it does continue the adventures of Qi'ra and Crimson Dawn and her ultimate goal of taking out Palpatine and Vader, the contents are just kind of meh. It's really highly focused on some assassinations, and in my opinion, we really didn't get anything too cool from the canon, or added to the canon, if you will. So let's go ahead and get into the recap here of this comic, because there really wasn't any great canon to really highlight and present to the Star Wars fan base. But I will say, I did kind of like how Qi'ra in this comic in general was meant to show us that how manipulative she can be and how great she is at manipulation. And this panel in particular was one of my favorite from the issue, because here she explains that people kill for 3 reasons: either faith, hope, or they just enjoy it. So joy. And she explained, and we got through the panels, that, you know, people that kill for faith could be the Jedi. People that kill for hope, those are the bounty hunters with the hope of making their lives better. And then people that kill for joy, obviously our buddy Darth Vader and the Sith. And really her point when she's talking about all this is like, listen, I know how to get people to do some of the most heinous things to other people, such as murder them in cold blood. Because like I said, this whole episode is about 2 assassination missions. The first with our boy Ochi of Bestoon, and you know, for those that do like kind of Easter eggs and references, we do get to see his ship here, the same one that shows up in the Rise of Skywalker. If you also look in the panel, he is using one of the Assassin Droids, or an Assassin Droid that we saw Zam Wesell use in Attack of the Clones. But Qi'ra has both him and soon-to-be Destic going on assassination missions. And while we see them on their missions, we kind of get some overlay, some insights into why Qi'ra sent each one to do each particular mission. Because, as I said earlier, she knows how people work, she knows what makes them tick, and that's how she gets them to do stuff. So Ochi, he gets sent to go do something on Coruscant, because you gotta remember, he's fearful of Palpatine. So she's using that as kind of her hold over him to get him to do things. So, like I said, he heads over to Coruscant. There's the newly decorated Jedi Temple with the Imperial crest sitting there instead of the good old Jedi crest, those scumbags. But anyways, the other assassin that is focused on in this issue is Destic. So for those of you who aren't familiar, she was first brought up in this, I think, the Star Wars Uprising mobile game. But she is from Dathomir, all right? So Qi'ra discusses how she knows she can manipulate Destic through her past and the fact that she seems to be one of the only survivors of the genocide committed by Sidious, Grievous, and Dooku back during the Clone Wars when they raided Dathomir and killed all the Night Sisters. So she sends her off to capture someone, this Cordelia girl, who is the offspring of 2 of the heads of these other crime syndicates. Because we got to remember, Qi'ra's plan here, she doesn't want Crimson Dawn to be the #1 crime syndicate. She's actually getting the other crime syndicates to fight each other to impress the Empire, while she is doing all this kind of shadow work in the background, trying to take down Sidious and Vader. That is her main goal for Crimson Dawn, not becoming the top crime syndicate in all of Star Wars. But anyways, back to Destic. She sends her after this kid that is a child of 2 of the big syndicates, which obviously, you know, if she gets the kid, she's going to have some power over both of them and maybe get them to do her bidding without them even knowing that that's what she wants them to do. But Destic, she goes to this rebel encampment, and because she's kind of a scumbag, it's funny, she calls up, it's literally an Imperial hotline, like, hey, do you want to report anything today? Go Empire. And she reports that this rebel outpost is occupied. So, you know, she is kind of a shithead, but it was ultimately to help her accomplish her objective of getting Cordelia. All right, so like I said, she calls them in. The Empire shows up, causes a ruckus. This gives her a chance to catch the kids. So that's how she completed her mission, and we'll see why at the end of the comic here. But back to Ochi, his mission was to, it was kind of, as you'll see as I go through this recap here, it's kind of neat. He actually poisons a group of Imperial guards while they're at breakfast. And I guess I wasn't familiar that Imperial guards were just like officers in the Empire, but he poisons them at their breakfast outside of this one guy who he has to shoot in the neck to poison. But the point was, he wanted to get them poisoned, and with this precise poison in particular, that it would really make a bang with his intended audience, which we soon find out is Palpatine himself. So yeah, just as Palpatine is walking up to his chamber room, you know, the one we have seen in the past here, looks like it's out there in the works section of Coruscant. But as he's walking in talking to Masamida, all his guards drop dead. So again, she's slowly through her pawns showing the Emperor that she means business. That was kind of a cool moment. But like I said, not a ton of great new canon in this issue. Things do wrap up, though, with Destic dropping off Cordelia and Kira essentially saying, hey, we're going to be friends. But, you know, with Kira, that's not really what she means. She means she's going to be using her to get what she wants, which, again, is ultimately to take down the Sith, not to become the biggest badass crime syndicate in the galaxy. You got to think of Crimson Dawn at this point as more of a shadow collective doing espionage and sabotage across all factions, be it rebels, Empire, bounty hunters, assassins, and the other crime syndicates. So there you go. That's Crimson Reign number 2. Didn't really give us much, like I said, canon-wise, and I still have a feeling Crimson Dawn's going to show up in the Book of Boba Fett as the ultimate big bad, but I'm just not sure of the angle yet. As I've said multiple times here, it's not like she ever wanted to be the most powerful syndicate of all. And we also know through this comic that she is dead, and this is essentially being told to us from the future. But I don't know, I still feel like the CD could pop up as the ultimate big bad towards the end of the Book of Boba Fett. All right, people. Hey, if you like this, give us a sub. If you don't like this, give us a sub. If you like listening to Star Wars podcasts with somewhat level-headed and at times maniacal takes, make sure to tune into our live stream, which goes down every Tuesday on YouTube, youtube.com/Star Wars Time Show. So again, just subscribe, please. It'll be great. If you prefer podcasts on your usual podcast platforms, we have that as well. Just hit the description of this video and you will be taken to the promised land. And remember, if you do listen to the Star Wars Time Show, the Force will be with you, always.